Good morning. Welcome to North Dakota Today and what we're going to be dubbing this Friday. I don't know if it's your Friday or not, but it's my Friday.
Not my Friday.
So, you know, sometimes that's how we roll here. But happy early Turkey Day and want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. You have food tomorrow.
Food.
You have family.
Friends. TV. Parade.
Girl,
football.
I'm trying to do alliterations right now. Family, food, friends, and football. You hit it. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. But like you got the parade in there too.
By the way, this is Officer Hurley now. So
Yeah.
do I need to call you captain or lieutenant or just officer?
Sergeant, officer. I don't know. I think we'll just go with officer. Look at that.
So yeah, tell us a little bit about your story, and then I want to do an exercise after you share about your graduation.
So I was supposed to graduate from Fargo last night as well, but I had to
flunked?
work. No, I had to work late, so I didn't make it to that one. But I technically did graduate from both. So the photo that you just saw last Thursday, I graduated from the Citizens Police Academy in Moorhead, and then I should have technically graduated yesterday as well. But you got to work sometimes. Got to pay those bills.
You do got to work. But it was fascinating. I had a chance to visit with Officer Hurley once I think it was your graduation day from Moorhead, right?
Yeah.
And so, you know, getting inside of a cop shop, I think would be fascinating. You shared some pretty, I thought, interesting tidbits. What do you want to share with the audience?
I could never be an officer. That's my tidbit.
Right. No, can you tell people what you told me about you would do this all the time if you were an officer?
I don't know how you wouldn't have your gun drawn at all times. I mean, like, that was the most interesting thing because you hear about it on the news all the time about officer-involved shootings and things like that. But then going through it and going through simulations and watching these videos and hearing testimonials like from cases here in Moorhead and Fargo, and you're like, that person was right in front of your face with a knife? What?
Yeah.
Or just watching videos of officers who are just doing a routine traffic stop. There's no such thing as a routine traffic stop. And they're going up to the car to give them a speeding ticket and they don't make it home.
Well, exactly. Two things I want to touch on with you. So one, you may remember they had video of a gentleman they pulled over a while back here in Fargo, and you and I said the same thing. I mean, what this person was screaming and saying.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember talking to Jessica Schindeldecker about it, and she was talking to her like, you know, God bless you all, because your patience is like this long.
Yeah.
And mine's, you know, yeah, exactly. And so they're sitting there and all these things are going on and they have to go, excuse me, sir, can you please get out of your car, sir? And they're so, I think, patient and professional.
So patient, so professional. And like, I've always had respect for police. I've always been behind the blue, but this just like opened my eyes to just how much they go through, how much training they have. Lots of people are like, well, anybody can just get a badge these days. No, it is intense. I just have so much respect for them. I recommend if you have time. It was 3 hours every Thursday for 10 weeks. Fargo's was about an hour and a half, hour 45 for 10 weeks as well.
So like anybody watching can call and sign up and do it?
Yes, so they do it once a year.
Oh.
So next fall, if you live in Moorhead, sign up
that.
for the Moorhead one. Next fall, if you live in Fargo, sign up for the Fargo one. I'm pretty sure West Fargo puts theirs on in the spring. So maybe we can see each other there together because I want to do that one as well.
So you mentioned simulations. So were you literally like doing simulations with not a real firearm, but a firearm? You were like,
Yeah.
all right, so here's the exercise I want to do. So let's say that you were going to do an arrest on me. I want to hear you do the freeze. Let's see what you got. I'm running away.
But I never got to practice that.
Well, let's practice it now.
This is
So I'm running away.
freeze.
I've been like, okay.
You would have kept going?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it was like, excuse me, freeze, please.
Excuse me?
Can you please freeze?
Can you just stop? You're not really being lawful right now.
Could you citizen arrest me, though? I mean, I guess anybody can.
I think anybody can.
Can you read me my Miranda rights right now?
No. I'd be like what's that movie with Channing Tatum where they're like, you have the right to
21 Jump Street.
21 Jump Street.
Yeah, and he's like, dude, you don't even know how to read the Miranda
And he's like, absolutely I do. Well, yeah, that'd be
It was
me.
Channing Tatum, and who was the guy he was in it with again? I love him. He was in Superbad.
Yeah.
He was in Wolf of Wall Street.
He's just
Omniscient Tony.
Jonah Hill. There we go.
Did you see Wolf of Wall Street? Mm-mm. Oh, if you have kids, don't watch it, but it is. Jonah Hill was phenomenal.
Well, that's my police story. And I
No.
think you should do it.
I would love to, but there was one other thing that I thought was really fascinating to hear from her because, you know, oftentimes you see these cases where you're like, and I don't want to bring up any names because there are some painful cases, but you're like, come on, this has been going on forever. You can't tell us what's happening. You can't give us more information. Like, what is going on here? And you brought up, I thought, a really valid point.
The police aren't holding information from us just to be like, you don't get it, you know? They're holding it because they want, if somebody comes forward with information and they give them information that they have not yet released to the public, they know that that person is somehow involved. Does that make sense? I don't want to get on like a long tangent because we have other fun things to talk about, but
it's really, go ahead. I didn't interrupt you. I think it's interesting.
They're holding information for the benefit of the public and one day apprehending those responsible.
Right, but the example you gave me that I was like, ooh, I didn't think of it that way. Is that, let's say they were like, okay, we're looking for, so-and-so and so-and-so, and they run through 6 foot, dark, wow, am I talking about me? Dark hair, dark eyes, whatever. And then if you had, let's say, an ex-girlfriend call them and go, oh, I know the suspect, and
it's Chris Berg.
And you can frame the person because you go through all these things, and you're like, they can't say that because if someone were to call in and they found something at that crime scene that nobody else knew, and they're like, hey, you might want to look for, I think the example you gave me was a knife, then like, okay, this person's legit. They know what was going on.
Because we didn't release that to the public.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, and I never obviously thought of it that way because I'm not a captain like Captain Hurley.
It's all in a day's work.
Should we work on the freeze one more time?
Freeze!
Okay,
How about that?
That was a little bit better.
Really came from down here.
That was a little bit better. Yeah, that was
some core work.
oh, that's right. Did you go to a holiday parade yesterday?
No, because I was working. I was either going to go to my graduation or keep working. Look there's Courtney. Look at those. Our car's all decked out. I love that.
You did that, right? While you were working?
I didn't. But I hope there's some Tootsie Rolls somewhere waiting for me because last year a bag ended up on my desk for a few extra days. Whew. It was the best time of my life. Look at Hutch. Hutch is such a fun time.
Were they, you know what I want to know? Look, there's Larson.
And her son's in the back.
Speaking of Hutch, can you imagine going on this trip to Nashville and Memphis with him?
I would live it up with Hutch.
So fun.
Love it.
You're going to be doing karaoke with Hutch. I mean, it's going to be
He's going to find a random electric guitar somewhere and just start shredding.
And Hutch can put down food. So if you're someone who likes to eat, go on this trip because,
Foodie.
I mean, oh my goodness, he'll walk in with like all this food at times and it's not necessarily kale and water. And you're like, dude, how do you put that down and you still look like you don't eat anything?
Nothing.
All right. So speaking of food, apparently there was a...
Oh.
Did this happen to you ever? A Greek reporter. This probably was live on TV. I've not seen this because Cordell was like, this is the funniest video he's seen in a long time. So I want to see it organically. But here's...
Okay.
Live reporter. And this happened in studio.
He was doing a weather hit?
Apparently this live giant hog.
Oh my gosh, he looks so frazzled.
He does.
Oh, how could you imagine Mike and Andrea if that happened to one of us? They would be cracking up.
Oh, yeah. What would you do? How would you play that off? Would you just jump on it and like ride it? Or?
I honestly have no idea. I can play a lot of things off, but that I don't know. When a pig is chasing
at you?
No, absolutely not.
You could have been like Charlotte Webb and just been like, oh, hey, little piggy.
The reporter was heard explaining like, we have an issue here. There's a pig here. He's been chasing us all day.
All right, well, a couple things we want to do from kind of a housekeeping situation. As we all know, there's some weather moving into not just our area, but really across a lot of parts of the country. So Thanksgiving parade, I think you can see it here on NBC, probably a lot of stations, but they may not have all the big,
balloons,
beautiful balloons out, which is kind of sad because it's fun when you get to see like, Mario and all the fun balloons that they have.
Yeah, but it's better for the environment, I bet.
Have you ever been to NYC for Thanksgiving?
No, I wouldn't want to.
For real?
No.
You could yell freeze at so many people in NYC.
But also I could be warm in my home with food, friends, and football, that alliteration.
I was thinking about the other day, would you want to go to NYC for New Year's?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
Keep me away from all of those things. Like, that's not on my bucket list.
Like, I'd rather be like in Rio or Sydney, like where it's super hot. And
warm, I'm getting a sunburn.
You got a beach.
Yeah.
All right, so I want to let you know about the... gosh, that hurt you, like, ugh. That might be your freeze.
Sorry about it.
The ER closet. This is a really great thing. Have you heard about this before?
No.
So, you know, if you go to the ER, obviously it's a very challenging time for you. And so what they're looking for is that sometimes when people go to the ER, they've got to cut your clothes off real fast because you're going under emergency, surgery. So they're looking for clothes if you want to help donate for people that end up coming out of surgery and then they just need some nice new fresh clothes to, because,
Winter gear specifically, right?
yeah, and you get done with the surgery and you don't want to go home in one of those hospital robes, right?
No. We need a little bit more coverage.
Yeah, you want to feel like, okay, I'm a human again. So here's some of the drop-off places here. I think it's Fargo PD, Vision Bank. But if you feel it on your heart to help out, Subaru does great work for our community. Please stop by and drop off some items there.
And on top of that, you can also do your giving heart and give some toys. Now through November 29th, if you donate an unwrapped gift valued at $20 or more to the Toys for Tots drop-off at the Shields Arena, you receive two
ticks.
free tickets to Fargo Force game on the 29th. They'll be closed tomorrow for Thanksgiving, but you can stop by today or Friday during the business hours. And it's all brought to you by First Link and the Fargo Force.
Your 2 was more jarring than your free, so.
Oh, come on.
Also, I want to remind you to sign up your chance to win a 4-pack of tickets to the Fargo Force. It's our 4-pack giveaway. Just go to valleynewslive.com, click on the old contest tab, fill it out, and you too could hear your name on Tuesday when we announce the lucky winners. I want to say thanks to the Fargo Force and Buffalo Wild Wings for sponsoring such a great giveaway.
Do you think people at home, when they see us together, they're like, that poor girl's gonna get beat up on by Chris Bird?
Yeah, remember people calling her like, oh, y'all are like brother and sister when you co-host.
Yeah, whatever.
Like if you're my sister, that's what I'd be like this. I'd be like,
Freeze!
that was pretty good.
Thank you.
That was well done.
I'll have
Golf
more
clap.
of that coming up on today's show. That's how I'm gonna end all of our segments.